Fly Lady Diane here. The last time we talked about getting started with decluttering. That was to make sure you've got your lace-up shoes on, that you have a timer and stop when the timer goes off. I would suggest 15 minutes to start with. And when 15 minutes is up, you move on to a different task. And the last thing that you need to get started for decluttering is 3 bags or boxes. You don't need the Fly Lady set, just use what you have. I'm sure you've got baskets and bags around your house that you're not using. And you're going to have give away, throw away and put away. Now, that's all well and good, but what happens when you start decluttering and you run into problems? I want to give you a few tips. So, first of all, the first problem could be that you open the drawer, you're looking in the drawer, and you say, but I love everything in here. I don't want to declutter anything. You know what? That's perfectly fine. The Fly Lady system does not say that you have to declutter your house and throw everything out. If you love the things that are in that drawer, if you use them, if you need them, yes, go ahead and keep them. But you've got to be really strict with yourself because, you know, as pack rats, we want to keep everything. You know, my dad was the same. He would keep every single piece of paper. And I'm having to fight those tendencies all the time. And I've been with Fly Lady for 10 years, but I'm still a person inside, but I know how to deal with it. I know how to rein myself in and stop myself from keeping every single sheet of paper. So when you're decluttering, be honest with yourself. Do you use it? Do you need it? Do you love it? If you can answer yes to all 3 of those, then go ahead and keep it. Now, on the other hand, if you open up that drawer and say you have 10 hairbrushes, okay, and you only actually use 1 of them or 1 or 2, go ahead and get rid of the others. That's the good thing when we're decluttering, is to put like with like, so that in the house, if you can, make sure that all items of a similar nature are in the same space or in the same room. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that, take the kitchen for example. In the kitchen, try and put all your cooking utensils, you know, all your wooden spoons, knives, whatever else you've got in there, scissors, lemon squeezers, put them all in the same place, because that way you can easily see that you've got 3 or 4 knives, and probably 3 of them are blunt and the other one you actually love and use on a daily basis. So we're putting things into, getting them to multiples, and once we've got those multiples we can see that, you know, how many do we actually need. Another trouble spot that you might come into when you're decluttering is when you go through sentimental items. And that can be things like photos, you know, photos of the family. It can be children's artwork that you just want to keep the whole thing, even if they're still 18, you know, if they're now 18 years old and have been doing 1,000 drawings when they were at nursery. When you're dealing with things like sentimental items, it's okay to give yourself a break and say, you know what, I can't deal with this right now. Put them in a box and put them away for a month and then come back to it. That's the same thing if you're dealing with, you know, you may come across a lamp that you think you're going to get fixed. Now, I can tell you right off that 9 times out of 10 you're never going to get around to fixing it. But if you want to keep it because you're not sure if you're actually going to get it fixed, or you're not sure if you actually want to throw it in the trash, go ahead, put it in a box or some space, and put a label on it, write it in your diary, and make sure that in 1 month's time you go back and check. And then you can see for yourself if you've actually thought about the item or decided that, you know what, you can really let it go. What other problems can we have when we're decluttering? The main problem I find with the ladies that I mentor is that we try and do too much too soon. You know, we've all heard about the way of decluttering where you take all the books in the house and put them on the floor and see if they give you joy and throw them out. You know what? Our lives are not like that, and we don't have the time to do it, and it messes with our heads. What we're doing when we're decluttering is we take our timer and we set it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and we're doing these things in small chunks. And the other thing is that if we do it in a small chunk and we do it regularly, then it's not so scary anymore. And that way we build up a resistance, and also when we see things coming into the house, like adverts, newspapers, books that we don't really want or need, it's easier for us to let them go because we're decluttering on a regular basis in small baby steps. So that was it, a few tips from me. I hope you're getting on well with your decluttering. If you have any questions about decluttering, feel free to put them, down below in the comments. And otherwise, take care out there, and when you're finished, give yourselves a pat on the back. Okay? Fly Lady Diane signing off from wonderful Copenhagen. Happy decluttering.